to another episode of the Miles Offside podcast, where we talk a little bit of football and a whole lot of nonsense. My name is Oscar Puente, also known as Footy From Afar, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Mr. FPL champion Chuck Bailey and super producer Ian Stimpson. How's it going, boys?
Things are good. Yeah, it's alright, isn't it? Yeah, football's good.
The most you get out of him, even after a 5-1.
How many?
I'm sure we'll get plenty more when it comes time to actually talk about the match.
Don't know what you're talking about. I'll tell you what, though, something did happen. Get it in. I don't have a jingle for it. Ooh, new Patreon.
Ooh.
Right at the top.
Well, yeah, because we got a new Patreon, Saphira Gold, who she asked us where our theme music came from as well.
Oh yeah, good point.
And I thought it just made me remind of that. Also, so that admin don't forget, and she gets a mention nice and early, so you can switch off now. Save yourself the rest of the time because she's a Fulham fan. So Ian made the theme song. There you go.
Yeah. It was on GarageBand, so there was no actual musical talent
Don't downplay yourself.
involved.
Come on, you wrote it.
Also wrote the phenomenal mid-break song that we never get to hear anymore because we used to take a break at the halfway mark and then come back. Yay! There she is.
Now it's just can we just use that as the bluffer? It's time to do the bluffer. How can you bid the sweetie? Can you get it right? Or will you just be like Ian and never answer a fucking question?
There you go. I do actually love that as the bluffer. Pod logistics in real time for all the listeners.
Fantastic. And that's the banter section done as well.
There you go. Banter
You
done.
are efficient tonight, Chuck.
Well, Chuck just wants like a full 45 minutes to talk about Palace, so he's like, let's get this moving.
I've got shit to do. Come on. I'm very busy.
So if you are joining us for the first time, thank you. We are very happy to have you. We are the Miles Offside podcast, one American, two Brits, and we talk about the Premier League and socks and food and Star Wars and other stupid things. If you are back, thanks, I guess. What's wrong with you? But we appreciate it nonetheless.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No. People need something to listen to, I guess. And so go ahead, leave a review, 5 stars, tell a friend, share the wealth, all that good stuff.
I feel like this bit is always reversed. Like, you're American, you're supposed to be bombastic, like, bigging us up, whereas you always sort of self-deprecate us. Whereas Chuck's always like, no, let's tell everyone that we're brilliant.
We're fucking amazing. We have literally hundreds of thousands of listeners a week.
It's the wrong way around.
Yeah.
We have very clearly discovered over the course of this podcast that Chuck is significantly more American than I am in a lot of ways. Like, I am more of a New Yorker than an American, and Chuck is like, Mountain Dew, Florida, let's fucking go! Like, extremely American.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But we will kick things off, as we always do, with our famous segment, Rapid Fire News. Our top story this evening, gentlemen. The facilities at Stoke are apparently a pigsty and an absolute disgrace.
Dear.
That's right, pod favorite Neil Warnock flew into a classic rant after Middlesbrough 1-0 defeat at Stoke. Quote, the facilities that we've got changed in were an absolute disgrace today. I wouldn't have put animals in it. The toilets were blocked up. We've got fumes coming in from a bloody engine outside the room.
Neil did that himself. He definitely blocked the toilet himself.
Water everywhere on the floor. It's a disgrace for the championship.
Piss on the floor.
Absolute
Toilets overflowing.
Disgrace.
Can you do it on a shitty Saturday in Stoke? That's the question. Middlesbrough cannot.
Yeah, classic deflection from Warnock there after losing the game.
Yeah, and Stoke have affectionately renamed their stadium the Shitania.
I enjoy that, fumes from the outside. I mean, that possibly needs looking into. They just park up a diesel generator outside their porta cabin and just left it running.
Well, they're trying to drain the septic tank. That was the reason that the thing was all blocked up.
Grim.
Man, I knew things were really shitty down in the championship, but hey-o.
I mean, come on. Even in League One, you'd expect better than that, though. It's pretty poor.
Yeah, I mean, like, when we did the Stamford Bridge Stadium tour, we did it was just me and Emily on it, because it was like part of our honeymoon, so we did like a private one or whatever.
And because no one likes Chelsea.
Yeah. And he was giving like little side comments about stuff as we went through, and we went into the away dressing room, And he literally said, this is as bad of an away dressing room as we can get away with having. Because it was just like a long wooden bench, some coat hooks, and like that's basically it. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. There's definitely like shithousery on a whole different level in the Premier League than there is in US sports. I love this. I love it. So the idea that like there's just a clogged toilet in the Stoke away dressing room is like very on brand for Stoke, very on brand for the country of England as a like shithouse culture.
All right.
And,
Okay,
just
sorry.
delightful.
I thought you were going to say shithole.
No. I live in the shithole. You guys live in the shithouse country.
Okay.
Britain, the clogged toilet of Europe.
Hey, not too far away.
I mean, it could go on a poster.
Yeah.
Well, not for long, right? Because you guys are leaving Europe. So anyway.
Britain, the clogged toilet.
All right, well, speaking of a shitty situation, we transition now to our next story. Paul Pogba is unhappy at Manchester United and has to change teams in the next transfer window, says his agent. Quote, Paul is unhappy. He is no longer able to express himself as he would like and is expected of him. He has a contract that will expire in a year and a half, but I think the best solution for all parties is to sell him in the next market.
Gets one decent goal off, quick, Mino, get him in the shop fucking window. Loves the smell of a pound note, does that bloke? Fucking hell.
Honestly, and this is, I mean, by the time this episode comes out, the full interview will have come out. These were just like the lead lines that they're bringing out before the interview comes out this week. So I don't know what, how much further he's going to go in what he said. But I mean, obviously there's only one motivation there. If it really happens that Man United wind down his contract, that means he's out of pocket. So obviously he's clamouring for a move. But I mean, Paul Pogba was saying quite the opposite sort of conciliatory. How do you say that word?
I don't know.
I don't know. Just bail on it.
You're just making words.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He was saying nice things about the fans and the club, but yeah. Honestly, there's so clearly only one motivation. If Man United had any sense, they'd try and sell him, but negotiate some sort of deal where there's nothing for the agent, because fucking hell.
So not a fan of agents, I guess, Mr. Stimpson?
Well, I just, there's so much money being taken out of the game by these people, and you can deal with it for the players, vastly inflated as it is. You sort of, there's market value, blah, blah, blah. But I think with these agents, there's so little value added to what they do. I mean, I think it used to be that they looked after the players a lot more, but now every club has player liaison officers that do their, organise their washing for them and everything, and the agents don't really do all that much. It's just shithousery like this, where they try and rile things up and get other clubs interested, and it's just all to boost that bottom line that they get when it comes to a new deal or a transfer deal or whatever, and it does irritate me. Yeah, especially this fat twat.
There we go.
Wow.
Ian Stimpson hates money.
Yeah,
I love
that's
money.
the most fired up I've heard you maybe ever on this podcast. Should we ride the wave of Ian's enthusiasm and ask how the Posh are doing?
Oh,
You motherfucker.
Come on, you're all heated up. Get it out of your system. This is a safe space.
No,
Give us what you got.
I don't want to. But I will. It was, we were playing Portsmouth. As Chuck pointed out on the WhatsApp, we never do well against Portsmouth.
Never.
So they've leapfrogged us now. We've got clubs underneath us with games in hand. I know it's better to have points on the board, but still, you need to see some form from somewhere to have some level of positive thinking about your club. And it's not happening. But yeah, we're playing. You'll enjoy this. We're playing West Ham's under-21s in the Papa John's Trophy. So maybe we can build some form on that.
God bless the English pyramid. Otherwise, who would West Ham's under-21s play in the Papa John's tournament? Obviously. Good thing there's 90 teams at every level of the English pyramid.
Oh, dear.
Oh, man. So apparently Ian's agent takes is my English pyramid takes, and Chuck just hates everything equally.
Correct. I've considered starting a compendium, which is available in 26 volumes at just $78.99 a volume, much like the Encyclopedia Britannica. Me hating shit. Yeah, I was going to say Shitanica, but then I thought I've already made that joke with the
It would have been a
Shitanias.
lovely callback. It was fine. Done it for you now.
Thanks.
No worries.
There you go. All right. Well, let's move on.
Rapid fire news.
He cuts me off as I'm moving on to be like, we're not moving fast enough. Look at this.
And then
Look
it
at
seems
this.
like he's driven the item. That's the thing.
Exactly. Make sure you, when you put that together, make sure you put that in the right order, Mr. Simpson. Our next story, we have the World Cup qualifying draw. That's right. The Euros haven't even happened, but we are already talking about World Cup qualifying.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go through all of the groups, but to check in with the UK and or home-ish area, Great Britain.
Home nations.
Anyway, here we go. I'm going to include Ireland, so don't get all offended if I include Ireland. But Republic of Ireland are in Group A with Portugal, Serbia, Luxembourg, and Azerbaijan. Who else? Italy, Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland have made the qualifying. Is that a big deal? I don't know.
No, they would usually make the qualifying group.
Everyone makes the qualifying.
Does everyone make the qualifying? I don't fucking know. All I know is that Northern Ireland and the World Cup is like a whole thing. This is going extremely on brand so far.
England.
Group C. Northern Ireland, Italy, Switzerland, Bulgaria, and Lithuania.
Tough group. Something to
Tough
say,
group
innit?
for sure. I doubt they're going to get out of that, no offense. Northern Ireland. Wales are in the group with Belgium, Czech Republic, Belarus, and Estonia. So they have a decent chance of getting out of there, I guess? Question mark. I don't know who plays for Wales. Is Bale even still on the team anymore?
How many people get out of the group? Who knows?
No, unclear. I have no idea. This is great. This is going so well.
Good content, lads.
Group F, Denmark, Austria, Scotland, Israel, Faroe Islands, and Moldova.
That is literally as good a group as Scotland could get.
Yeah, that is extremely, extremely generous for them. Let's see. Group G has the Netherlands, and none of those teams sound like they're from the UK. Croatia.
Well, none of those teams sound like they're from the UK.
You've only got England
There's so
left.
many countries in your country, it's hard to keep track. I don't know. It's just the four.
England
really.
left.
Yes, England. Okay, Group I. I found them. England, Poland, Hungary, Albania, Andorra, and San Marino. You guys think you'll win that group?
Fuck yeah, we'll walk it like we always do, and then we'll go out in the quarterfinals.
On penalties, yeah. Exactly. But Lewandowski's in your group, so I'd be a little scared, at least of that. You might get second place. Who knows?
No.
Okay, and Group J, I bring this up only for the team that I support, I guess, question mark, who knows? Germany, Romania, Iceland, North Macedonia. Didn't know there was a North Macedonia separate from South or regular Macedonia. Armenia and Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein.
This exposes our geographical frailties so much.
North Macedonia. They're also in the Euros because of the Nations League.
Yeah?
There you go.
That's a good
There
thing.
you go. Germany,
No one gives a fuck.
can they get relegated from this group? I know they got relegated from the Nations League. Don't really know how this works either. There's just too many fucking things. I don't know. I just want to watch the World Cup, guys. Just tell
Okay.
me who's in the World Cup.
Okay. Well, give it
When
2
it
years.
happens,
I'll
we'll let you know.
Yeah.
All right, and our final story for this week, and one that is obviously more serious and less bantery than the others. Millwall have come out and said that they are dismayed and saddened after some of their fans
Good. Fucking do
booed.
something about it then. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Let me intro the story and then we'll fucking get to that. But fans booed players taking a knee at the start of Saturday's game against Derby. The Den was able to host 2,000 fans for the first time. However, the return of spectators was overshadowed by the pre-match incident. The FA and anti-discrimination body Kick It Out have also condemned the booing. Oh no, not a condemnation, you guys. Whatever shall the racists do now?
I mean,
Boo
literally
louder.
exactly
Shake their
what they
fists.
wanted. Yeah, just provocation with no actual fucking punishment. That's exactly what they wanted.
Fucking Millwall being absolute soft touches and saying, oh, we're going to have a meeting and discuss. No. Here's the great thing about having only 2,000 people in your stadium
Yeah.
in a limited space. What you have is cameras pointing at those fucking people. You find those people, you ban them for life. If Millwall really want to distance themselves from this racist image, from the scumbag image, for the team that won Family Club of the Year 2017, if they really want to be that and not known for what they are, then they need to fucking act on this, act severely, and act now, because it's the only way. And it's funny how they say, twattish MPs, probably that Ben Bradley knobhead, he's normally the one who complains about this, saying, oh no, they were booing the Marxist agenda behind the Black Lives Matter political movement, which is fucking stupid, because funnily enough, no other teams booed the Marxist agenda, and I'm sorry, but I didn't know that historically racist Millwall fans had suddenly become so political against semi-quasi-communist parties, which is really funny, considering the fact that Marxism is against fucking leadership and putting down the common people, which is probably what they are since they collect their dole checks and turn it all into fucking nose candy. Bunch of fucking racist fucks. Fuck 'em.
All right, well, I don't know about any of the second half of that rant, but definitely fuck the racist fucking pieces of shit. There are two types of people who would boo the taking the knee, and I have had years of thinking about this in the fucking US, because this has been going on for years here, and there's always people that boo and people that make a whole fucking thing about it. The first kind of people that would boo are the just openly, maliciously racist morons, and there's nothing we can do about them but just like try to keep them to the fringes of society and avoid interacting with them at all costs. But the other type of people are potentially ones that, if I'm being generous and giving the benefit of the doubt, are like, I don't know that this is the best form of protest, or, you know, they're trying to, like, I don't know, stick to sports kind of take on it. And to that, I would say you might not be maliciously racist, but you are actively engaging in furthering your own ignorance. And so, therefore, by accident, are being maliciously racist. And so, fuck you too. So
yeah, exactly. That's it. But the difference is, obviously, with the US, is part of the bandwagon and how they amp up the booing and to hide it is obviously because it happens during the national anthem, which doesn't happen in the UK. So they're saying it's just a time where everyone's together, and that's why footballers do it when they've just kicked off or just about to kick off, however you want to look at it. They do it then because then they're all in their places. They're ready to start the game. They take the knee as a symbol. But what's funny is, obviously, at the beginning they started off that it was Black Lives Matter, but even the badges and stuff on the arms now for the football teams, it says no room for racism. So even the Premier League and those kind of things, like, they're saying exactly what it is about. So if you're just trying to be clever and witty and say, oh, no, actually, in a form of gaslighting to say you just don't understand what actually Black Lives Matter means, it's just like, no, you fucking dickheads. It is like, you can't boo a peaceful protest which is about people just wanting to be fucking equal and not wanting to be shot because of the colour of their skin. Like, have a fucking word with yourselves. And I will say this, again, as we have said many, many times before, you're entitled to your own opinions, whatever. But if you're going to decry peaceful protest to promote racial equality and prevent inequality in this fucking world, you can switch off this fucking podcast now. You can unfollow us on Twitter. If you have any form of support for those people that are booing all these clever things, seriously, fuck off now.
Pretty straightforward there. Yeah. It's not there's a little room for racism, it's there's no room for racism, so fuck you. And as a person of color, I'm just going to say I really appreciate you two, Chuck and Ian, for being super cool about this sort of stuff and, like, particularly aggressively a ally, which is awesome because, like, you're as fired up about this as I am, which is not the case necessarily for other people. So shout out to you guys for being dope.
Well, it just feels like that's the base level that should be taken, isn't it? I mean, I know it isn't.
It feels like that, but it's not.
It should,
like,
yeah. And why aren't the FA just, like, doing an ever-increasing ban? So, right, they've done it once. They did it for maximum impact when fans were first allowed back in the stadium. Fine. Fans are banned from Millwall games for 5 days. And I'm sorry, the Millwall fans that don't support this, because there obviously will be ones. But, you know, ban them for 5 games. And then if they do it again, you ban them for 10 games. If they do it again, next season they can't have fans. Just fucking keep lengthening it. And just, like, because they're doing it for provocation, well, give them provocation and take away what they want, which is to go to the games and be bellends. I mean, let's just do that. But they won't. They'll get away with it again.
No, and I guess this really does highlight, like, the need to continue doing this kneeling thing, because, like, even for me, after, like, week 8, I was like, oh, they're still doing the kneeling thing. That's nice. But, like, I kind of stopped thinking about it or stopped paying attention to it. And this is as someone who's, like, particularly, I think, active about these issues.
Engaged on the issue, yeah.
Yeah, because I am a person of color, so, like, it very directly affects me. But also, like, in general, I try to be active and socially progressive about things. But even I was like, oh, they're still doing this? Like, I wonder how long they're just going to keep doing this. They can't just kneel for the rest of forever at the beginning of every match, right? And then fucking day one that you get fans back in, it's like, oh, no, we really do have to still be kneeling.
But that's the thing. It's like, if you want them to carry on doing it, do what you did. It's fine. Carry on. Fucking, it's so dumb.
I know, and apparently there was some booing at the West Ham game as well, so we should say it's not limited to Millwall.
Yeah, I don't know if it... I haven't seen as much about that if there was any noise, but I've seen some people say they heard stuff. The FA are investigating Colchester United as well, and I think because they're a lower league.
Yeah, but that's the difference.
League 1 or League 2?
I think they're League 2. The slight difference with that is just from the club's point of view. Colchester have immediately come out and said anyone who does that is not welcome at our club. Like, just unequivocally. Now, you know, obviously the fans doing it on whatever. But at least the Millwall took so long to come out with a statement, didn't even mention the words black or, you know, anything, Black Lives Matter, nothing like that.
It was a very, I read through it, and it was a very lawyered, we're going to make it look like we're kind of apologising and this is what we're doing, but we're not going to expressly say that our fans booed. They very lawyered that shit.
Yeah, definitely.
And you could tell. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's one and only one way to be an ally, and that is to be a loud ally that confronts other people of the power or the group that has that imbalance. Because, I can rant about it all I want, but until other white people start calling out other white people, or until other, cis people start calling out other cis people, or until other men start calling out other men on sexism issues, it's up to those groups. So for the club to come out and kind of sort of dance around the issue and be like, this wasn't such a good thing, blah, blah, blah. No, you need to come out fucking strong or don't come at all.
That's why I just wanted to give Colchester some credit. That's, that's in the club.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even know about that one, so I'm glad you guys brought it to my attention. Shout out to Colchester if they really did come out super strong on that. So. Anyway, that's enough serious stuff. Let's get back to telling fart jokes about soccer, which takes us to our fixture rundown. Yay!
The proverbial fart joke. Newcastle United.
Yeah. Friday, December 4th, Aston Villa versus Newcastle United. This one was unfortunately called off, as I'm sure most of you know, because of COVID cases. Newcastle's Premier League game has been postponed following a significant rise. 5 Newcastle players and 2 staff members had tested positive. I believe that has grown.
I think that's more now. Yeah, last I heard it was 8 playing staff, I think.
Yeah, and the training facilities are still not open, so it's almost certainly a question mark of if will they be able to play next weekend as well.
Yeah, it's in doubt, definitely.
Yeah, obviously no soccer to talk about there, but all the best to everyone involved at Newcastle. We make a lot of jokes and stuff, but anyone who has been affected by this situation, we just wish a speedy recovery. And I'm glad that they were smart enough to call it off instead of trying to force Newcastle to play with, first of all, 5 players down, but also, more importantly, who knows who else in their squad would have been...
Yeah, I mean, look how fast...
And other squads.
Yeah, exactly. Look how fast it tore through the training ground among, people who presumably, obviously, were working together, but you wouldn't assume that they're interacting like people who live together are, but it still tore through the ground. So there's no way you can separate. You might have people training in bubbles and stuff, but ultimately this is incredibly contagious. And I don't know what you think, Chuck, but there's obviously a COVID fatigue setting in this country now, and sort of people get a bit lax on social distancing. I'm sure in the behind the scenes in a training ground, I'm not singling out Newcastle or anything, but I'm sure things get a little bit lax occasionally,
You put it this way, you look at the pictures of all the people this week, now that they've opened in central London, the shopping, and everyone's out there, right?
Yeah.
That's what people are doing in broad daylight, in knowing that it's massive public spaces. Of course, in private settings, as with everything, people go a bit lax because it's I'll be all right. No, because I do this and blah, blah, whatever. And that's just what happens and it rips through, especially coupled with obviously the UK getting the vaccine, which will be for the over 80s or whatever. So you'll get yours next week, Ian. And,
so the English over 80 team at the World Cup is going to do great, right? The under 21s and the over 80s are going to be great.
You'll absolutely smash it.
So because of that, it's just another thing where people go, oh, we can forget about it now then. It doesn't matter. Like, there's a vaccine coming, it's fine. So it's...
Not to veer dangerously away from the soccer of it, but like I'm fucking exhausted of being vigilant for however many months it's been, and I'm like way on the extreme end of like paranoid and stuff. Like it is exhausting. So like you do find that temptation to be more lax, and you don't even need to go to London. Like you just need to look at your TV screen for all the fans there in all of the matches that had fans this weekend. Half the fans just had their fucking noses out or their entire mask out, like the mask just down covering their chin, but not actually doing anything of what it's supposed to. And like people were very clearly singing the whole time. People were like very clearly not keeping the proper distance and all that. So like, you know, of course this thing is super contagious. And you also, even with like the clubs, the false negative rate on this test is like 1 in 3. So even if you're getting negative tests, like there's a very good chance that you might still have it / may have given it to someone.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on then to the actual matches. Saturday, December 5th, we kick things off with Burnley 1, Everton 1. Burnley 0.8 to Everton's 2.3. I bring this up because it was almost, cue the jingle, but don't actually cue the jingle, Burnley of the week. But anytime that Burnley...
There you go.
Hey! Wow, very good, very good. Anytime Burnley do a Burnleying, we should just give them an honorary Burnley of the week. So, you know, there's that. But I don't have any takes on this particularly. Everton...
I feel like this was more Everton-Watfording than Burnley-Burnleying.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's fair, actually. Yeah, Burnley did 0.7, so they scored 1. You're exactly right.
Thank you.
Very good,
Occasionally
Charles.
we get new listeners. Should we explain what Watford it is?
No, but you have to play the Burnley of the Week jingle backwards, remember?
Oh, God, I forgot that. I haven't got that on the soundboard, definitely not.
Well, yeah, for the new listeners, so Burnley of the Week is simple, because Burnley always Burnley up Burnley and everything, and then they Burnley a Burnley. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very straightforward, obviously.
So that's just self-explanatory, whereas last year, Watford were so Watfordy that they Watforded everything, and they couldn't not Watford. And they couldn't even dream of Burnley.
Forget it.
They just Watforded.
Fine.
They Watforded themselves right out of the league, so, you know, it's pretty aggressive. For an actual answer, Burnley is when you get a horribly...
Why'd you have to sully it?
Okay, fine. I won't.
No, that's good.
Cut that completely. Yeah, let's move on.
No, we should explain. Burnley is overperforming your XG, so Watford is underperforming your XG. Right,
Like
there you
big
go.
time.
That's that dealt with. Took 5 seconds.
But it's Burnley is overperforming your XG to the point where you get something out of it.
Yeah,
and
right,
Watford
fair point.
is underperforming your XG to the point at
Where you
which
get relegated.
you fuck yourself. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So actually, Chelsea almost Watforded this week because we'll get to them. But this is a true Watfording from Everton because they did almost a third of their XG to actual goals, and then they lost 2 points. So anyway, moving on though to Manchester City 2, Fulham 0. Shout out the new Patreon Fulham fan. Unfortunately, not a great result for you. 3.3 to 0.3 on XG.
I'd say only losing 2-0. You'd take that all fucking day long.
So City are back? Question mark.
To be confirmed.
Yeah, I mean it's Fulham. Interesting that Pep didn't make any subs again.
Yeah.
Like you're playing Fulham, you've got like Champions League matches and all this stuff. You want 5 subs, well at least make 1. It's not like a reverse protest, mate. You can't save them up. You go, I use none this week. I can use 6 next week.
I mean, not much was required to beat Fulham, but game management was a thing, wasn't it? I felt like it was a thing on both sides, really, because Fulham managed to keep them down to 2-0, and Man City managed to
Is that what
win.
game management is?
Not really,
but
I think it gets to a point sometimes when, like Chuck said, everyone was expecting this to be a complete dicking. So
yeah,
2-0 doesn't feel horrendous when it's.
I will say, because obviously Fulham have added a lot of players into that team, and I'm pretty sure most of their back. Like, their goalkeeper is new, and I think 2 out of the 4 defenders, certainly this year, are new players. And then they do have a few more in there that are new. Like, they've had to bring in a lot of new players. And so it does finally seem like he made some great stops, some really good saves in there. And the defence is kind of clicking a little bit. Yeah, I mean, he was the PSG keeper before insert goalkeeper here, Buffon, probably. and was the second choice France keeper. And just, when you're not playing for a while as a goalkeeper, you get the old Joe Hart syndrome. R.I.P.
It's not dead.
But yeah, they're really starting to click. So I'm not as worried about Fulham as before. Having said that, I still think they're going down because need goals.
Yeah, it's hard when you don't score goals to stay up.
Anguissa's good as well, and Ruben is starting to Ruben, and he's beautiful. He's just such a good-looking man.
We love Ruben. We love Ruben. We have a Patreon that is a Fulham fan now, so I will say that I love Ruben, and I hope things go well at Fulham. And I'm sad that he isn't at a club other than Fulham.
Oh, well done. That lasted
Is that
all
not
in about
offensive?
5
Was that
seconds.
still offensive? Damn it! Did I end up there? As we are talking, I'm actually scrolling back through all of City's results to see when the last time they didn't win a match on XG. And that was actually against Leicester on September 27. And then since then, a lot of results have gone obviously against them. But their XG has been higher every time for the last 2 months. So, for all the talk of crisis, the underlying numbers have been there. And if they can start to get the results to line up with those underlying numbers, then, you're laughing.
Well,
and that's kind of where they're at now.
Also, I don't want to say I told you so, but I really do. These fixtures are going to create form. They've got such a nice run. And already within 2 games, they're now a game in hand and 6 points behind Tottenham and Liverpool. So they win the game in hand and it's 3 points. It was so soon to write them off. They have had a bad start, but this fixture run now running into Christmas could just be exactly what they need and job done. You're back into a title race.
Well, and the scary thing with City too is that they still haven't gotten Aguero back.
Yeah.
And actually maybe this is going to be a thing all season. Like maybe they just never will get Aguero back because he's just old and broken and whatnot. Like, aww. But for years now, he's been the best striker in the Premier League. And so if he can be healthy and come back, that is obviously a huge upgrade for them. But even without, their underlying numbers, you said they're only 6 points with a game in hand behind the top of the league. They're also only 2 expected points behind the top of the league, which is a tie between Chelsea and Liverpool. And that's with a game in hand. So, on a per 90 expected points basis, they're top of the league.
Right up there, yeah.
Yeah. So, they're doing all right, and if they can start to get those numbers to line up, then they'll be great. So, I don't know. I don't want this. I want less good teams so that Chelsea can win the title, not more good teams so that it's harder.
I think things are still up in the air. I'm not trying to say Man City's, problems are solved, because I think it's interesting the different defensive lineups they're playing. I said about on one of the FPL mini pods that I thought Laporte and Diaz looked like they were nailed on as the centre-back pairing. And then Laporte's been nowhere for the last few games. And apparently a Man City journo that I follow said apparently Pep was really not happy with Laporte about how he performed in the Spurs game. And since then has just said, putting someone else in and until something goes wrong, you're out. And it's sort of... Yeah, I mean, that's pretty harsh when you're talking about a centre-back pairing that you'd usually want, strong and stable. So, yeah, I'm not saying everything's solved yet, but I think with this run of fixtures, I think there's potential for them to just crack on now. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to dominate, because I think Liverpool are doing incredibly well, Tottenham are doing incredibly well.
And because you want to hedge your bets. I
always want to hedge my bets, Chuck. Always. They call me the veg hedger. No, the bet hedger.
The bedwetter.
The bedwetter, there it is.
I knew that was going to go badly for me. Anyway, what am I saying? Title races are good. Move on.
Yeah. Speaking of bedwetters, let's move on to the next fixture.
So you just did it for a link, mate. Just did it for a link.
There you go. All right. And we have the... Do I give this? Yeah, I do. This is Mr. Stimpson. Cue the jingle.
Oh, they're better than they ought to be.
Burnley of the week.
That's right, Manchester United are Burnley of the week because we had West Ham 1, Manchester United 3, West Ham 2.5 on XG, so less than half of their actual XG, and Manchester United 1.8 scoring 3. So not quite double, but significantly overperforming. Manchester United getting 3-1 win. A real game of two halves, this one, I would say, right? Did you guys happen to catch the highlights of this or watch the whole thing?
Yeah.
Bruno comes on, Man United play well. There we go.
Shock. Good players on pitch. And I like before the game, because obviously they did the press conference yesterday and there was no problem. Then before the game, obviously all the FPL nerds are losing their shit, which is dumb because he was always going to come on because Man United were always going to concede first. Like, it was decided. And before the match, he's going, oh, well, Bruno's got a foot problem, so I've got to rest him for blah, blah, blah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, of course you fucking have, mate. Bollocks. I'm so concerned with my player welfare. Nah, fucking go on, mate.
We're 1-0 down. Chuck him on.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely game of two halves. But West Ham really, there was a lot of chances in the first half, as the XG shows. But
yeah.
Shout out Sebastian Aller for forgetting how to hold his body up and just crumbling.
It is tough. It is tough.
After rounding the keeper, just going oh no, someone's let the air out of me. Oh no, I'm down. Oh. Now I'm just going to lie here, contemplate my life.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. Embarrassing.
At least there weren't people there to watch.
But Man United with another come-from-behind win here, calling themselves the comeback kings these days. I've seen that on Twitter about a bajillion times. Self-appointed. But I think for all the talk of Manchester United, they're back. They're doing really well. They keep coming from behind to winning games.
Twist it however you fucking want. Great teams just win. That's it.
There it is. Winning mentality, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just be better, guys. Just be better.
What, from the start? That's what we're upset about, is it?
Well, I just think that's what you can't be proud about. Oh, look, we always come back. Basically, we always scrape through by the skin of our teeth because our manager doesn't know how to organise a team and just goes, money? Yeah. Which one of you cost the most? I know.
They are a perfect example of it's not enough to just spend a lot of money. Because, you can spend a lot of money and end up like Manchester United or Arsenal, by the way, who also spend a lot of money. Or you can spend a lot of money and end up like Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea. And so there is a huge difference. And I think kind of speaking to that is United's underlying numbers. Because, for all the talk of how good they are again and whatever, they're still only 10th on expected points. Which is no good, and they are 5th on actual points, but they're right in the conversation, one result away from slipping all the way down to, Chuck, 11th, right? You're only 3 points behind United. Crystal Palace there. So I'm not concerned about Manchester United looking good or better again. Yes, they're improving, but they're still very far away from the 4 best teams in England. So I don't really look at them as a team that even particularly as of yet, has a strong case for making the Champions League. Unless they can win it. But,
Yeah.
Which gives us a good transition to our next match. What's this one? Oh, look at that. Just Chelsea Football Club posting the highest XG of the season so far.
Ever.
I don't care about the scoreline. It was 4.9 Chelsea on XG to Leeds 1.0. That's all you need to know.
I don't care about reality, just...
Underperforming. The Patrick Bamford of football teams.
You guys know what I always like to say. Anytime you score 5, it's going to be an overperformance on your XG. No one actually generates 5 XG. Well, in this case, scoring 3 was an underperformance because we generated 5 XG, which is fucking delightful. Just a second to say to the stupid Chelsea fans out there, of which there are so very many, unfortunately, Timo Werner is not a flop. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. What's wrong with you guys?
That's probably one of the dumbest things I've ever seen on a football pitch, though. The ball was going in, and he cleared it.
It was a great goal line clearance. It really was. The commentator said...
Straight out my team.
Harder to miss that one than score it. And usually when commentators say stupid phrases like that, it's not true. In this case, it was a 0.7 XG shot. So literally 70% likely to go in, 30% likely to not go in. So it was harder to miss than not.
Didn't even have to make the shot. Could have just stepped to one side.
Also that.
Goal.
But I'm not worried about it. You want a striker that is getting those shots because they will go in most of the time. Literally, by the definition of XG, they will go in most of the time. Or once in a while, you'll kick it the wrong way. 3 out of 10 times, approximately, in that situation, given that position. He's doing great. I love it. He's still got an assist at the end. He got a lot of very high-value chances. They're going to become goals soon enough. Pulisic scored, which is a fucking delight. And
that's nice. He's got a little beard like Ian. He's copying Ian.
Yeah. I think spending all the time around Giroud, he's like, ooh, maybe I'll be more handsome if I try a beard. And it's like, nah, but you'll be more handsome if you're Olivier Giroud. The beard isn't what does it.
This is true.
I better shave then.
Do you guys have any takes on Chelsea? We've talked them to death at this point. It's exciting. I love them. They're so fun to watch. I think that they might genuinely win the title.
It's nice. Good vibes.
Jamie Carragher had some good analysis on Monday Night Football before the Brighton-Southampton game kicked off about how Chelsea's defending from set pieces was like chaotic last season and really seems
That's generous, I think.
I think cross out set pieces and just put defending.
Fair enough. Yeah, that is fair enough.
Defending.
This was specifically looking at set pieces and corners. But that you conceded more goals than you scored from set pieces.
Oh, yeah.
And then this season, that's a proper reversal of fortune, the like of which you haven't seen since Chelsea last won the title with Conte. So it does seem to... The defending is such a huge part of it. And obviously having your keeper who can actually save shots is a good thing. But, organisation's been a good thing for Chelsea. I mean, Frank seemed to have really managed to drill them, which is not something I thought he'd do. I thought he'd be all flair, but he's actually managed to drill them quite well.
Yeah, I think what Frank is doing really well in that case is allowing the people that he has around him who are more equipped for that sort of thing to do their jobs. I'm thinking specifically of Thiago Silva, who has been something like a coach on the pitch, honestly. He's so much older than the rest of everyone around him. And you see it during the matches. Like, he is just he's super much... That's not a word.
Super much.
Yeah, he's super much bossing people around. I was going to try to, save that and then just be like, cut it. I'll say it again. But, whatever. He's super much bossing people around. He's doing such a good job of organizing them.
What
and
a good manager should do. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Thiago on the pitch, organizing, really a huge difference. And I think you spoke to something that is where I'm at, which is that it really, really, really does feel like a title-winning season.
Well, you've spoken enough about your team.
Chuck, come on.
Can we just get on to the next fixture?
All right. I can't deny them. Fine. Sunday, December 6th, the most exciting match of the weekend. It wasn't. But West Brom 1, Crystal Palace 5. West Brom 0.6 to Crystal Palace is 1.7, Chuck.
Christian Benteke does a double on you, mate. Fucking announce relegation. It is my rule as well, remember. So, firstly, score 4 goals.
Game's over.
Automatic win. Game should have been done, right? Secondly, if you score less goals than Palace in a week, relegated. Every team is now relegated from the Premier League. No more. We are automatic de facto champions, and we get the next 6 months off.
It's groundbreaking, but it might work.
It might just work. That's how you stay COVID safe, baby. Newcastle will thank us.
Season's over.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Eze and Zaha for a second? Because they looked fantastic together. That's what I noticed watching the match.
Yeah, I mean, shock horror put the one player who does everything in the team back into the team, and the team does stuff. So, no, I will not say that Hodgson did a good job this week. Starting Benteke was good because... Like I said the other week, when we play early and he is used as a focal point for the attack, if you are playing crosses, he will be there. Even if he just walks into those positions against the West Brom defence and then scores for them, it's great. But that as a triangle almost works really, really well. And Zaha and Eze, it's very clear that they've got a good like similar wavelengths very, very quickly. And Zaha has said that he feels that he knows what Eze's going for, what he's going to try to do, how he's going to play. And
Eze going to pass? Eze going to score? I don't know. But Zaha seems to know.
Zaha. Yeah, and then using Benteke as that kind of that pivot point for both of them as well to play off of, and him just being there is a much more productive way of doing it. And so, yeah, no, it's really, really good to see that, see what we can do, but that's why it's so frustrating, and that's why I stand by what I said after the Newcastle and the Burnley games and those absolute shit losses. You're like, okay, yes, it is against West Brom. Yes, it ended up being against 10 men, but I have seen Palace countless times, because we can't break teams down, of losing games in that situation, going, opening themselves up for the sucker punch and losing against 10 men more times than I can remember, and 100% more than winning in those situations, or even converting it into points sometimes. And so when it becomes as simple as add Zaha back in, goals and wins, he forced the own goal at the beginning, then he got the second, I think, and the third. We need more of this, but it needs to be able to happen in other ways as well. There needs to be something else that when he's taken out of the team, we don't only win 2 in 17 games.
Yeah.
And that would be nice. But there are very good things to see, and good vibes.
How old is Eze?
21.
Okay, so he genuinely gives me like young Zaha vibes. I don't know that obviously he's going to reach that level, because that's very hard to do. Few players are as good as Zaha has been. But the way he moves and the way he reads the game, and especially if he's only 21 or 22, like that's younger than I thought you were going to say.
I get what you mean, but he's a very different, I would say Zaha is much more direct, and he's definitely quicker and always has been quicker than most, and would charge at people and take them on. Whereas I think Eze does it more in there are a few times where he actually placed the pass, took a step back to then travel horizontally, and then with a second pass that he then received is just clear out like 5 West Brom defenders in one go. And then he also does have that trickery where there's a great highlight, if you find it, where Conor Gallagher was on him and he just sent him for a fucking bath. Eze, I don't think Eze moved wider than maybe a 1.5-2 yard circle in direction when he was chopping and changing with back to Gallagher. And he just cut back one time, and Gallagher was 10 yards gone on the floor, and just gave up, literally just stopped marking him, and just didn't even try and come back. I'm just gonna go back here and reclaim my soul that has left my body. So I think it's more exciting because he is like Zaha. However, I think he's further along than Zaha was at that age.
Okay, all right.
If you see what I mean. So that's why it's quite exciting, and it's just whether that then they do stay together, because Zaha's having the kind of season now that does put him back in the shop window. Whatever it is, 7 goals, 8 assists, 2 assists, 7 goals, 2 assists, something like that. That, now in January, potentially you would then get the bids again, because people see, oh, right, he is worth that. But, it just proves what he is worth to us. That it would be 78 billion. That's what you want to bid.
We should briefly touch on, I am the caveat king, so I'll throw the caveat on this win out there, which is that it was against 10 men. You mentioned that Palace have struggled against 10 men historically in the past. That is 100% true, but in general, playing against 10 men is easier, so there is a bit of a grain of salt with the 5 goals there. But the only reason I bring this up is because the announcer, at least that we had on our feed, was all outraged that this was given as a red card. It was oh, it's so soft. Oh, he was just falling down, blah, blah. I'm he kicked upwards. That's not a natural motion. And sure, maybe he didn't make that hard of a contact. Maybe it wasn't as bad as Son last year on Rudiger, which was really aggressive. But
yeah.
He moved his foot not in a natural way towards that person's midriff.
Whilst making eye contact with the other player, basically. He was looking at him.
Yeah. So he knew what he was doing. That's obviously a red. And if you're oh, game's gone, mate, which is what the fucking announcer was, fuck you. That's a red card. Shut up.
Yeah, no, it is, because it doesn't matter what the outcome is. It's the intent behind it.
Correct.
And that's what it should be, and why we can, I'm sure this will come up later with some of the Harry Kane stuff and blah 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 whatever, and professional fouls. and dementia linkage and all kinds of stuff that's going on in the game. But the simple fact is, unless you take the action, penalise them and get them off the pitch, and especially like if I'm Slaven Bilic in that situation, like regardless of the fact he's got a 3-match ban, like he's fucking in the doghouse.
Yeah.
Like massively.
Yeah.
Like because you're like, look at the position we're in. You're one of our most talented and creative players, and I'm pretty sure Pereira was last year for them in the Championship. And in a game where, based on our previous 2 results, like they would have fancied themselves and wanted to get something, and he does something stupid and petulant like that.
Yeah.
Like that in and of itself is merits just the red card in the way that it's like, you need to go have a fucking word with yourself now, mate, and understand that like you're in a bad position here potentially if you don't sort out this, and start winning points in games, and you're gonna kick out a defender and not even do it properly. Like, you didn't even try to just fucking injure him at least. Like, you know what I mean? Like, go for it. Fucking,
we do not condone that.
No, not at all. But you're doing something that is intentionally trying to harm someone who does the same job as you. Like, I couldn't just go in the kitchen and just cut a chef's finger that was working next to me so that he has to go home. Now I get to work this. You know what I mean? Like,
it was so weird as well. It looked like he almost realised as he was doing it how fucking stupid it was.
Yes, that is, I think, why the contact wasn't harder. Like,
yeah,
he caught himself, but it was already too late. What was it? Someone, like, stepped up to the referee. We talked about it. I think it was in the Champions League. Like, they got 2 yellows for dissent within, like, 5 seconds of each other. I don't know if you guys vaguely remember me talking about this. I completely forget who it was, but, like...
Arturo Vidal.
Yes, thank you.
Nice.
Perfect. Excellent recall there, Chuck. Similar situation, like...
Probability stated it would have been him.
Just playing the percentages.
Him, Raja Nangalan, or Luis Suarez.
Yeah, that's true. But he got all heated and he, like, went up to the ref and looked like he was gonna, like... You know that thing that they do where they, like, put their foreheads up against each other and they pretend that they're gonna fight, but they don't actually do anything? He started to do that. And then after, like, a 1/10 of a second was like, wait, shit, this is the referee. I should stop this. But it doesn't matter. That was already too late. Like, as the referee, you can't have someone step up to you in an aggressive manner, in a implying violence, and then, like, fuck it. I don't care that he caught himself. It's too fucking late. That's a red card. Get out of here. So, but speaking of getting out of here, let's move on then to Sheffield 1, Leicester 2. Do you care about this? I don't care about Leicester, honestly. Oh, Jamie Vardy done a goal.
Jamie Vardy fly-kicking corner flag?
Yeah, did you not enjoy that?
Yeah, no. Not really, no.
Just heps up on vodka, just smashing over a corner flag.
He
Let's
fucking
go!
hates Sheffield United because he's a Sheffield Wednesday fan. That's what you get for having the cheap corner flags that don't just fall over now. Although he did run the risk of like just severing his femoral artery.
Really
with, like,
fucking
a
dumb.
shard.
Yeah, stupid. Absolutely
So
loved
much
it.
skills, Wonga. But Vardy, and the fact that he has the energy to do that in the 92nd minute of a fucking football game. Right.
It's just so funny. Oh, I've scored. I've created a thing. What can I destroy?
Must bring balance to the universe. Order from chaos.
No, Chris Wilder continues to charge towards possibly being the first manager to lose his job because fucking hell.
1 point out of 33.
Oof.
Chris Wilder's quotes were brilliant as well. The Blades boss said he's got the arse-ache with repeating the same things over and over again and bemoaned his side's decision-making.
He did nearly say fucked in the in the post-match as well. It's like, and then just each week we just keep getting fucked. We keep just getting destroyed. They even picked up on it in Match of the Day.
I've got the arse-ache with people saying it all the time about fine lines. We're a losing team at the minute and I'm the manager of a losing team. Whether it is cruel or deserved, we've got to make the right decisions. It's just got the arse-ache.
There you go. Well, speaking of an arse-ache, huh?
Hey!
And a manager that should be worried about his job, we move on to the
Literally
North London
in your top
derby.
3 transitions ever. Well done.
Thank you, sir. Tottenham 2, Arsenal 0. Tottenham 0.4 to Arsenal 0.6. Boys, they added up to 1.0 XG between the two of them.
Jose's back.
Jose's back.
Yeah.
How did Arsenal not... But I thought Arsenal done 44 crosses.
Right, and that means that they should have scored 44 goals, right? Crossing is the most efficient way to generate chances. Not cutbacks, not counterattacks, just crosses against the set defense. That's how you win titles.
Yeah, but they've got a big target man up front, haven't they? Lacazette. He's, what, like 5 foot
I think
7?
Kane cleared about 22 of them. He was all over the place. He was unbelievable, Kane.
Yeah, definitely more of those crosses ended up on Harry Kane's head than Arsenal player heads.
Yeah, without doubt.
At what point do we worry about Jose's Mourinhoing continuing to... how am I phrasing this? Is this sustainable? Spoiler alert, the answer is no, but I'm giving you guys a chance to answer this. Is Jose's tactics, do they be sustainable for a long time?
Won you the Premier League a couple of fucking times.
Hey.
Now, if you prick.
Yeah.
Pragmatism. It's pragmatism. Because I think with Jose, it's not just about earning points against the other teams. It's about stopping them from getting points. Like, you see what I mean? Like, he's so warped in the way he wants to approach games that he doesn't go into it to get points. He goes into them to stop other teams from getting points.
Yeah.
So if he can like stink it up with 0-0s,
Driven by malice.
yeah, it's brilliant. But and then he goes on saying like, "Oh, we are just ponies in a league of horses. We are just ponies." What was the other fucking amazing quote? He was just like, "Yeah, Mikel Arteta. I can see he's learnt a lot from Pep." But they both lost to my Spurs team 2-0.
So much so.
Oh, I love it. Though I really love this Jose. This Jose is good. Jose.
Fun Jose is back, definitely.
Oh, I've been telling you for years that you would love Jose if he was at your club, and this is really just
without
pure
doubt.
evidence.
100%. No?
Yeah. They're not going to keep scoring with their first 2 shots every match. That's not sustainable.
Yeah, they are.
I don't
Give it
know.
to Son.
Yeah, but Kane
Job
and
done.
Son are pretty fucking good.
They're so good. Oh, fuck. I fucking hate this so much, you guys. I fucking hate every second of this shit. Fuck them. Fucking Spurs. I don't want them to be fucking good. I want Chelsea to be the only good team, Liverpool to be a good team but hurt, and City to be in crisis, and Spurs be in fucking 8th place where they fucking belong. But instead, they are one of the best teams in the fucking country because Jose's Joseing, and they got the best out of Kane, and they got...
Do you think any of Arsenal's starting 11 would get into Tottenham's starting 11?
No! Not a fucking chance.
Like, that's the thing, though, isn't it? It's that emphatic. Because I don't think there's a chance that any of them get into Tottenham's starting 11. And you'd only be
Not
going
at the
a few
moment,
seasons.
no,
Not at the moment. Yeah, exactly. Like, the most talented player at Arsenal is Aubameyang, and he wouldn't get into Spurs' front 3 at the minute.
No.
And that's with Bale on the bench.
I don't think... If we're looking at the big 6, quote-unquote, because we still have to consider Arsenal a big team, I guess...
Do we?
How much longer? There's got to be a fucking shelf life on that, surely. Is it not like once open, discard within 3 years? Like, just...
Well, what I was going to say is that, like, of the 5 other big teams, like, would Arsenal's starting 11, would any of them break into any of those 11s? They're not breaking, like, ignoring injury and the whole fucking situation at Liverpool right now with all the injuries, right? Like, a healthy 11... Is there a single Arsenal player that would play for Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea, or City?
Even injury-riddled Liverpool would still, like, the kids from their academy still over the Arsenal defence. 100%. Maybe Bernd Leno.
Is he still at Arsenal? I don't fucking care about Arsenal. I've like completely tuned out. How does Arteta still have a job?
Well, especially when you come out with one of my favourite quotes ever of, "I don't know what else we can do. If we can't score goals, we cannot improve our situation." Like, that is your job to figure out, mate.
Yeah, and that would be acceptable if they were missing loads of chances.
Right.
But they're not creating the chances, and that literally is his job. I totally accept. If the team has created a chance and the striker fluffs it, there isn't a lot you can do about that other than make him fucking practice shooting. But I mean, what else the striker's doing in training? You're not creating any chances. That is literally your job to make sure this team is set up for that.
We said a while ago and wound up Adam that they were overperforming their numbers for so long. This is, I mean, Oscars, this isn't true, but this is regression to the mean, man. This is just you paying it back.
Nothing annoys me as much as when you
I know, it's great.
Use the term regression to the mean. Like,
And what's
it
brilliant
really
is I know
does get under my
I know
skin.
exactly what I'm doing every time. And what really annoys
I
you
know
is
you
you
know.
know exactly
I know
that
you
I
know.
know what it means.
It annoys you more that you know he knows.
Yes.
But 44 crosses, 11 shots, 0.6 XG.
Yeah, and to build off of that, instead of commenting on Chuck's misuse of regression to the mean, here's a really funny stat relating to their ability to generate high-quality chances. On XG, Arsenal are currently 15th in the league, and they are behind Chuck's Crystal Palace.
Look.
And
hey.
famously, 1 point, Sheffield United.
Yeah, that's bad.
Sheffield United have done more XG than
Can
them.
I just say, Man City started scoring goals and got ahead of us, so we went, oh shit, we better put 5 past West Brom, and now we scored the same number of goals as Man City again. So have a fucking word with
There you
yourself.
go.
I don't even care that they've got a game in hand. That's shameful. Shameful, Guardiola. Fraud. Bald fraud. Get out.
What a pivot. What an amazing pivot.
Well, I do thank you guys for taking the conversation away from Tottenham into how bad Arsenal are, but
Shout out Hector Bellerin. More foul throws this year than Aubameyang has goals.
hey, Kurt Zuma, I think, would be the top leading goal scorer on Arsenal, I'm pretty sure.
Scored more than the whole team.
Fucking hilarious is that?
But I think what you mentioned there, though, Oscar, that is the story of this game. And, I mean, did anyone expect anything less than this result? Because I don't think anyone did. It was, I think... I heard Jim on the Football Ramble say how he thought it was a show of respect that Jose had what was it like scored 2 and then
Shut up shop.
decided that they were shut up shop and they're not going to go mad like they did against Man United. But it's absolutely the opposite. It's because they showed no danger whatsoever.
I'm pretty sure Jose
They
said
didn't
after
need
this
to.
match, he was just like, why open yourself up for stuff when you can
Yeah,
just stay exactly
yeah.
as you are and not concede? No, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about you watching at home. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, make points. That's it. I got my points.
Exactly.
He basically laughed and was like, why would I make it easier to lose?
Yeah.
And no, I don't fucking care about you guys. But to very briefly do the Spurs side of it, I think that I was saying before that this has title winning vibes from Chelsea, having been along the ride for many title winning seasons. This also has title winning vibes from Tottenham. Having watched Jose his way to a bunch of titles, this is how it starts. And so it's really scary to me that there are two teams that are strongly playing title vibes and in the narrative sense, you're oh, they're going to win the league. And then there's two teams that are probably better than them. And so it's just what the fuck is going to happen? It's a big question mark. But we should transition then to the one of those teams that is probably better than them, certainly when healthy. And that is Liverpool 4, Wolves 0, Liverpool 1.6 to Wolves 0.4 on XG. So a wild overperformance by Liverpool to score 4 there. They didn't even generate as much as Crystal Palace. But once again, injury-riddled Liverpool, they had their backup keeper in this time. They didn't even have Alisson, let alone Van Dijk and Trent. And they still very, very comfortably put away a Wolves team who looked fantastic last year. And less so this year, but still.
Yeah. I think his first name's pronounced Keeman?
No, I'm Queef King. That's how I'm
Queef
pronouncing
King. Fucking. Kelleher.
I don't know.
Should we just say Kelleher?
Yeah.
Kelleher. He looked fantastic. He made some really, really good saves. That's why I was surprised, when Wolves' XG was so low, but because they were getting shots off, and they had their chances, certainly in the first half at least. But they just defensive mistakes, and obviously the own goal came from a defensive mistake from Semedo not tracking back, and then putting it in himself. And just it doesn't seem like the well-oiled machine that Wolves have been. And Liverpool, with the injuries and those kind of things, all the young players that have come in, they've all just been fantastic. They've just known what to do. You've got, who have you had? Phillips, Neco Williams, Kelleher, Curtis Jones, some others. I don't know anymore. And it's because those are the ones written in front of me. But it's class of 92 vibes, man. Liverpool is just all of a sudden producing all this excellent talent that you're I've never heard of that person before. And then you watch them play a game and you go, oh, that's why they play for Liverpool.
Do you reckon this enforced bringing through of young talent because of injury isn't necessarily a bad thing because you so often get teams have that title-winning hangover. And, like, young talent is always going to be thirsty to prove itself, So maybe it's not a bad thing. Everyone was saying there might be. I mean, even after the title was sewn up and Project Restart happened, Liverpool didn't quite look the same because they'd won the title. They knew it. So they took their foot off the gas. And that could have happened this season. But maybe this sort of enforced thing with the young talent having to come through because of injury isn't necessarily a terrible thing for them. I can't think of any of the young players that haven't acquitted themselves really well.
Yeah, it's a good point. Like it's kind of like almost the same thing as obviously Chelsea had last year with having to play academy players because they couldn't sign anyone. And it's kind of the same effect, it seems like. And so now, like, they're just rolling with it and adding in people as they go. Trent Alexander-Arnold's back, and first thing he does is play a beautiful inch-perfect pass that causes the own goal from Semedo. Klopp's an annoying bastard, and I'm getting sick and tired of his whinging about everything.
Why?
If it's not the wind, it's the rain. If it's not the rain, it's the sun. If it's not the sun, it's
Chris
5
Wilder.
subs, or it's Chris Wilder, or it's
You mentioned him
Kelly.
again in a presser the other day.
They've got mad beef going on. They keep mentioning each other. It's great.
So it seems like
I would definitely back Wilder in the fight. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Nah, Klopp seems like he would like poke eyes and bite. Like he seems like he would fight dirty. I'm just saying.
No, that's
I get
Wilder,
that vibe from
man.
him.
Wilder would take your kneecaps out straight up.
He's got a knuckle duster in the pocket, definitely.
Okay.
Nails through a baseball bat. And just whinging. But yeah, this Liverpool team, it's hard, and when they play well, it's like fuck yeah, they're actually quite good. It took me 3 years to admit it. All right, Liverpool fans, just get over it. All right, get over it, guys. Finally admitted it. Yeah, okay, I like Liverpool.
There you go.
Most you're going to get.
That's it. That's all there is to it. I think we're strap in for a fucking great title race this year. Like genuinely.
I'm so happy with how this season's going. As a neutral, I just love it.
But that's it for the fixtures. I don't know what's going on with today's match. We're recording Monday, so
1-1 at the minute with 15 minutes to go.
1-1.
Yep.
You said
1-1.
Who
Brighton,
scored?
Southampton.
Hey, Vestergaard scored and Ward-Prowse assisted. Nice. Both of those guys are in my Fantrax team, so that is delightful.
Good. And you shouldn't own Brighton players. We'll just keep going. And while we talk about fantasy, let's talk about fantasy football. Because I'm doing well this week, and that's how it works, and I get excited.
How well are you doing? Because this is sickening.
I am on 80 points at the moment.
Ugh.
And
Hey, so are the stats robots.
yeah, but I've got 8 points coming off the bench.
Oh, okay.
Jesus
71 with 8
Christ.
points off the bench.
Hey, 88 points, yeah.
What about you, Mr. Stimson? How are you doing?
I am on 69 plus 3, so 72.
Maths. Still a good score.
Yeah. It's not a bad score, and it's a green arrow, but you've absolutely trounced me this week.
It's captain choices, man. Like, it makes or breaks your week. I mean, obviously Zaha, a lot of people transferred him out, but I had him. I had the captain on Son, and I had Kane. And then, like, Werner got an assist, Calvert-Lewin got a goal, Robertson got a clean sheet, Mahrez got a bonus point and a clean sheet.
Mine not owning Kane really hurt me this week, definitely.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the Son's goal was assisted by Kane, so my jump wasn't as big as I would have liked. And then when it was reversed, just even though I got the assist from Son, I ended up going down in rank. So, it's...
Yeah, you don't need a model to tell you that those are the two best players right now. So... But if you did sign up at patreon.com/milesoffside at the stats robot level, then you could have a model built by yours truly.
pod.
What happened? Did I get it wrong again?
Yeah, you got it wrong
again.
God damn it, I was trying to do a plug. Oh well.
Patreon.com/milesoffsidepod. There you go. So I'm a little bit upset FPL wise to not be beating you this week. That puts you back within 3 points of me. So
Yeah, the tit for tat that is our head-to-head league.
Yeah, tit for tat. A little bit upsetting. I mean, what are you? Do you own? You don't own Salah, do you?
No, I do now.
You do now.
I got bored of my team a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I got Mahrez in last week, and I thought, nah, not bothered anymore. So got rid because I got rid of him. I got rid of Werner because I'm not having strikers in my team that play back passes. Not having.
It's just not happening.
2 inches from goal, you're playing a back pass, mate. I'm sorry. I know you want to help out your team. Maybe get a few assists going, get some confidence. Nah, just stop that. So got rid of Werner, I got rid of Mahrez, and I got rid of Click, who is... Well, I got him from Leeds because he takes the penalties, but Leeds don't win penalties. They just either score goals or they don't score goals. So never mind that. They'll get a penalty next week. And I got Salah in. I got Watkins in because Villa are good and will have 2 double game weeks whenever. Who knows?
Yeah.
And I got Podence in because he's a midfielder playing striker at the minute, and I could afford it.
Okay.
So I'm already on -8 for next week. So there you go. I've given you a little advantage.
Well, I'm already on -4.
Oh, what have you done?
Yeah. So I went Rodriguez to Jota, and I've gone KDB to Salah. It's the only way I could get Salah in. And I think I'm just going to...
You're not a bit worried that KDB to Salah could be a bit sideways, like...
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I think because I've still got my wild card, so if it all goes tits up, I can still wild card.
Oh, okay.
But also, so I have to use my wild card after game week 15 anyway, so that's 4 more games. I am happy captaining Salah in all 4 games, so it feels all right to me. But, I mean, I might panic next week and get KDB back in. I mean, I could do that if I've got no other problems, but with the wild card in the pocket, I feel like I can do stuff like that, and it doesn't matter if it all goes wrong, I can just click the button and blow it all up.
Yeah, it's almost like it's just a game and you could just do it next year as well. That's fine, isn't it?
Yeah, just a game, yeah.
Speaking of games, we decided to do a little giveaway for all of you, considering the festive season is upon us and 2020 has been a bit of a shitter. So we thought we would alleviate a little bit of that by giving away a brand new copy of FIFA 21. No one's giving us this for free, the bastards. So we're buying it to give to one of you lucky listeners, and it can be on any console or computer of your choice. So all you need to do is head to our Twitter page, give us a follow at MilesOffsidePod, and find the pinned tweet, which has the FIFA 21 giveaway, and you just need to like and retweet that specific tweet. As long as you've done all 3 of those things, you'll be entered. It will be drawn at random in 2 weeks' time, a week's time, I don't know, on Saturday the 19th, ? Yeah, why not? Saturday the 19th at 12 p.m-ish. Depends if I sleep in or not. And we'll get that wangled over to you ASAP, hopefully before Christmas, so you can play it. And speaking of games, insert jingle here for the Bluffer. Oh, do the music. Do the mid.
Oh, you want the other one, yeah?
Yeah, do that. Yeah. It's time for the Bluffer. Ask questions. Who asks questions? Chuck asks questions. You answer questions. Make a bid. See how high you can go when you name a category. And if you get it right, you win a point. If you don't, you lose the point. That is how Bluff goes. We're fading out. Quietly getting quieter, just fading. Bluffer!
Hey!
So, those who know, I just did it in the jingle. You're welcome. We rotate between us in a complicated round robin each week, and we put out a question to which there is a specific number of answers. The competitors then take turns bidding, seeing how many they can name. Whoever gets called has to name that many. And we will start this week, let's say Oscar, because it always seems like Ian gets to go first, and I'm not about that life. So, Oscar, you may pick... however you'd like to identify the questions, I don't know.
7.
7? Okay,
Fucking
question 7.
Just do modular counting, so start at 1 and then go all the way around until you get to number 7.
Yeah, I know what modular is.
Okay.
Good, because I don't.
I don't. Let's do... In 2019, the United Nations World Tourism Barometer, which measures all kinds of things to do with tourism and travel throughout the planet of Earth, ranks countries by the number of tourist arrivals. So the total number of tourists. I have got the top 15. So the top 15 most popular vacation destinations. These are countries, not cities, or I don't know, however many other caveats you want to put on it.
Oh, countries. Okay, that changes it a lot, actually. Yeah.
Not cities. So, 15. The top 15, please.
Ian's already writing stuff down, even though that is explicitly against the rules of the game.
It's not against
every fucking week.
You have literally no way of stopping him.
I know.
Not against the rules. There's no charter.
I mean, it is. I made the rules. It's my game. I'm telling you, it's against the rules.
Not interested. I need to write things down. Otherwise, I won't be able to name 15
Oh, he
countries.
needs to write down the answers he's not going to give because he never answers
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
I'm going to say 5. I'll start off the bidding at 5. I think I can name 5 most traveled to countries.
Okay, 5. Any advance on 5? Ian of House Stimson. Shout out as well that we don't mention this, that there's an Ian in the Premier League now. Ian
Is
watch. Ian Poveda Ocampo. He
Oh,
plays for Wolves.
that's
He
a
played
good
this week.
Ian as well.
Yeah, strong Ian. Tune in next week for next week's Ian of the Week.
I like that. Yeah, it's a good Ian.
So, Ian bid 6. Oscar,
Yes, I
advance
did.
on 6.
I'll go 7, sure.
7. 70. Had to go to get 70. Had to go to 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. Oh, I just realised if I keep talking, it cuts out your sound, so I should probably stop that.
I bid ages ago.
Oh, okay. have you gone 8? Or are you 8? Oscar, he's higher than he's ever gone. He's starting to get a nosebleed.
I know. I'm really tempted, but like he gave us 30 Beatles songs off the dome, so like.
Yeah, that one was just like big dick energy, like 30. But
Yeah, that was amazing. How many Beatles songs can you name? 48. What? That's your opening bid?
this compilation album in order.
I'll go 9. Is that what we're up to on the bid? I'll go 9.
Ian Stimson, double figures. Ooh, for a double figure.
I don't want to crap out again because you don't like it when I do that. There's 15.
There's more countries than that.
There's more countries than 15.
But I've just copy pasted 15.
Yeah, 10.
10.
I mean, I gotta let him go for it, right? He's never bid this high before. Mr. Simpson, let's take it
You have
away.
to.
I want to hear you say 10. I'm so excited.
There's no way you can't not. Right, Ian. 10 of the top 15 international tourist arrivals by country of destination.
Okay. USA.
Ding! They are 3rd.
Damn.
UK.
Ding! 10th on the list.
India.
Boom!
Oh.
India is not. From memory, I think I thought someone would say that. I think it's about 17th.
Oh.
18th.
I got one. North Macedonia.
Ooh, minus
You
1
can't
point.
cut that news segment now.
Yes, so 1 point there for Oscar.
Can I try to throw a few out there?
Yeah, go, quick.
Yeah, I've
Let's
got
do
a
it.
few more, but fuck.
Italy.
5th.
China.
Yeah, I had
4th.
China.
France.
1st.
There it is.
First?
Yeah. What's number 2? Damn it. Russia?
Stoke.
No.
Oh,
Thailand. Thailand.
Thailand is 8th.
Fuck. Okay.
Nepal?
Paul.
Yeah, a lot of
What?
people want to go see the Everest.
Yeah, I'm sure they
That's
do.
where you go. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out. I don't know. So clearly that's not one.
Yeah,
Fine.
no, that's a weird pull as well. I'm just going to go for it. So 15th is Portugal, 14th is Malaysia, 13th Greece.
We're big
12th,
in Malaysia. We're
We
big
are-
in Malaysia.
Fucking huge.
Always in the
Malaysia.
charts.
12th is Austria, 11 Japan, 10 UK, 9 Germany, 8 Thailand, 7 Mexico, 6 Turkey, 5 Italy, 4 China, 3 USA. Second
Greece.
is Spain,
Spain.
or was
Spain.
Spain. And first
Surprised at
is
how many just European countries there are. Okay.
Well, Europe's got this glamorous ideal for some reason.
Yeah,
Question mark.
suppose.
We don't want to be a part of it, but never
No.
mind.
Damn, that's
No,
genuinely
I'm not that.
insane, though. There's so many places in the U.S. If it's just sheer volume, like you would think that U.S. would have Spain beat just like New York alone, let alone all the other cities. But that's crazy, man. I guess a lot of people go to Spain.
It's all the shit British people that go to the Spanish islands 5 times a year.
Yeah,
They
that's
won't
true,
be able
yeah.
to anymore. Good times. Right, so 1 point to Oscar.
Ian's never taking a category again, you know, by the way.
No,
never
I'll try.
again.
I only took that one, or I only bid as high as I did because I know you were upset with me, and I had some written down. So I'm just upset that my third answer was fucking 17th.
Mind games, Ian.
Yeah, yeah, you got in. Yeah. Maybe I wouldn't have done it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to make you angry in this game I'm competing against you in. Jose would be so disappointed in you, Ian. Jose would be so angry.
Right,
He folded.
okay.
He literally, and you fucked it as well, Oscar, now, because he will genuinely never do another question. But it's Ian's pick I don't know. I don't know what he just picked, so just pick a number and I'll pick this one right here.
Just the first question.
Okay, so I had to update this earlier because I forgot, and B, because I wanted up-to-date information. So, 13 football players this season have scored 5 or more goals in the Premier League. I have not counted the current game which is going on, but from memory, I don't think that affects anything.
I don't know. Ings has scored a penalty.
Ings is back.
That's nice. Good
Yeah,
for him.
he started on the bench, but he's come on and scored, yeah.
Oh, bless him. That's good to hear. Okay. Anyway, but I haven't counted this game. So
Okay.
I need the 13 players that have scored 5 or more. What I will say is, not that this helps you in any way, shape or form, there are about 8 or 9 players that are on 4 goals.
Oof. Okay.
Right.
So that's why I cut it about there. So how many of the 13 players that have scored 5 or more goals this season in the Premier League can you name?
I will go 6.
Yeah. Oscar.
I'm thinking, but I'm not writing my answers down, Ian. I'm trying
Good
to
for
think
you.
through them in my head.
What do you want, a medal?
I'll say 7.
8.
8. Yes.
Shit.
I also picked 13 because if it gets that high, Oscar won't not be able to take the whole category.
That's 100% correct, and I don't like that I'm on the odd numbers already.
If you go 12, Ian, he'll go 13.
That's probably true. I also was just looking at this list like a couple of days ago, but yeah, I'll go 9.
Ian?
12.
Yes! Yes! Ruthless aggression!
Oh, well, that'll be rewarded with strategy. Fuck you, take the 12.
Okay.
Mind games. Right. You can't predict me.
I've got 12 written down. I'll be upset
of course
if any of them are wrong. DCL.
Ding! 11 goals.
Kane.
Ding! 8 goals.
Son.
Ding! 10 goals.
Bruno Fernandes.
Ding! 17 penalties. 7 goals.
Vardy.
Ding! 9 goals.
Bamford.
Ugh, unfortunately. Ding! 8 goals.
Your boy Ings.
Ding! 5 goals. 6
Ooh.
with tonight.
Your boy Zaha.
My boy indeed. Ding! 7
Wow.
goals.
Ian, you're doing better than I thought you would on this
It's
category.
fantasy football, mate.
Yeah.
Fantasy football.
Grealish.
Ding! 5 goals.
Jota.
Ding! 5
Oh.
goals.
Damn, I thought that was going to get him.
Mahrez.
Boo!
Yo,
No.
Mahrez hasn't scored that much. Are you out of your mind?
He scored a hat-trick the other day.
Yeah, that was the only games he scored in. Oh, Ian, you had 3 left to get.
Ollie Watkins, dude.
Ollie Watkins, who you have in your fantasy football team, and
Yeah.
Mohamed fucking Salah.
Did you say Callum Wilson?
Callum Wilson, yes, 7. So those were the last 3. Salah,
Damn it.
This guy goes
Wow.
Mahrez instead of Salah.
Fucking stupid.
Mahrez, you
Oh my
you
God.
chucked yourself. Oh, and I've just looked. Mahrez is on 4 goals.
Oh, he's on
So
4.
we're so incredulous. Yeah, he was 1 away.
It's close. It's close.
Yeah, the other ones that could have sucked you in were Werner, Mane, Ward-Prowse. They're all on 4. Zuma
Right.
is on 4. Raul Jimenez is on 4 as well.
Zuma's on 4.
Zuma,
Yay!
Zuma, that classic. No Chelsea player in that. It is interesting. Sharing the love.
man.
Sharing the love.
Yeah.
Well, there we go then.
Well, at least I had a go.
At least you had a go. You could have had a better go, but
Yeah, you could have had a better go. Fucking hell. Salah.
Can we get the third category just for fun? I win the week, so...
Yes, you do win the
yeah,
week.
Oscar wins the week, which makes it 3-2-1. And so the last one is kind of similar to the first one, in fact. There is something that was around a few years ago, or it's still going. It was called the Quality of Life Index. It's now called the Where to Be Born Index, which is by the Economist
God, that sounds
Intelligence
gross.
Unit. So effectively what they do is they aggregate things such as life expectancy, political freedom, equality, earnings, climate, job security, all kinds of different things to effectively come up with the best order in which countries are good and shit. So I've got the top 20 that are on this list. So how do you want to do it? Do you want to actually bid properly, or do you want to try and
let's just throw some out
tip for
there.
tap? Okay,
Yeah.
so one at a time. Let's go Oscar first.
Norway.
Oh, yeah, Scandinavian. That's a good
Number
idea.
3.
Let's just keep naming them until we're out.
Okay, US then.
USA's
Yeah.
ding 17th.
Yep, not a good place. Denmark. Did I say Denmark? One of the other Scandi countries.
Denmark.
Sweden.
Ding, ding, Sweden.
Iceland.
Oh, good one.
Oh, wait, I need to see. No, that says Ireland. No, Iceland is not there. Ian, any more to name?
Did we say Norway?
You said, yeah, that was literally the first one that was said.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Have we done all the Scandinavian ones?
Norway,
then?
Sweden, Denmark. What's the other Scandinavian
Finland.
country? Finland. Ding, 11th.
Sorry, couldn't remember
Holland
the other
is up there probably.
Netherlands is 8th.
Yeah. I used to study this in grad school. It's all the super liberal Northern European countries that have long life expectancies, free healthcare, good education, all that stuff.
Right, we'll go through the top 20 then.
Are we in
Fine.
there?
Are we? No. Are we? Fuck. We're like 27th, I think.
Oh, God.
20th was Israel. Then we've got South Korea, United Arab Emirates, United States of America, then Taiwan, Belgium, Germany, Austria, Hong Kong, Finland, Ireland, Canada, Netherlands, Denmark, Sweden, New Zealand, Singapore,
New Zealand,
Norway,
yeah.
Switzerland, and Australia. Australia is number 1. So
There you go.
go Dave.
Yeah.
Andy Mooplanes.
God.
And even play. That is Dave.
Secretly, yes.
That is Secret Dave. So yes. So
Pressure
I guess-
really gets to me. Tell you, really gets to me.
what? But we're not on it. Brexit means Brexit.
No, I mean the pressure of the bluffer just gets to me.
It gets to all of us, mate. It does funny things to us when we're under the cosh.
Yeah, that's why you win when you don't take categories and you lose
Yeah.
when you do take categories. That's all three of us. Like, that's just the nature of the game.
Yeah, that is
all
true,
three
yeah.
of us are prone to overconfidence and bluffing ourselves up to where we are way
Literally,
over
yeah,
our
yeah.
heads. And that is
Yeah.
exactly how that goes every week. So,
Yeah.
There we go. So fixtures.
Congratulations, Oscar.
thank you, sir.
No, blow past that. Fuck him. He invented the game, so it doesn't. Yeah. Leeds West Ham Friday night deadline FPL. I'll tell you once.
Is
I
it
won't tell you
again?
again. Yeah, I know. Well, they've got to space all these games out. There
Yeah.
is. Oh, what I will say is in not this game week, obviously, but the next game week, every single one is on Amazon Prime over here. And
Is it?
on Wednesday evening, the games are tripled up.
Okay.
So that feels a bit more like shit's
bit
actually
more
going
normal,
on again. Yeah. So Leeds, West Ham, Friday night. Then Wolves, Aston Villa, Newcastle, West Brom, ? Maybe. Manchester Derby. No one cares. Everton, sorry. Wait, what's the North London Derby that no one cares derby?
Yeah, the Manchester Derby will be good.
Okay, Manchester Derby. Will it? Okay. Then we've got Everton and Chelsea, the Blue Derby. We've then got the Red and White Derby, Southampton versus Sheffield United. We've then got a game, Palace versus Spurs, Fulham versus Liverpool, Arsenal versus Burnley.
Desperately trying to think of derby names for me.
And no, but luckily, Arsenal versus Burnley, there's another game on at the same time, Leicester versus Brighton. So you've got options, guy.
I love how Palace Spurs is literally an actual derby for a place that exists. And you're like, what name can we give to this derby?
Oh.
It's not a derby, they're quite far apart.
It's a London derby. There are many London derbies. This is one of them.
There's no.
No
We're like,
animosity there.
Teams with S in the name, derby? That's a good S and P. Both of those teams have S and P in the name. So
It's fucking less tenuous than you usually go for whatever you're coming up with. Oh, this team has a W in its name, so I don't care.
I just don't like the letter W. It's not that complicated, okay? Wolves and West Brom are the teams that I don't remember exist this year.
Why he likes Germany.
Because it's double they.
Because they don't like W either.
I don't get it.
They don't pronounce it. Volkswagen.
Wow. Okay.
And on that bum note, we'll leave it there for the week, I guess. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks, of course, to Nate Whitten, producer, girlfriend Haver,
Girlfriend Haver.
extraordinaire. Say goodbye, Oscar.
Shout out Oliver Giroud, perfect hat-trick plus 10 in the Champions League. Woo!
He had all episode.
And Ian.
See ya.
Take care. Big love. Oscar Dalton, we love you.
And welcome to another episode.
Right, fine, I'll just cut it. There you go. It's cut. It's gone. We're not going to do it properly.
All right. I'll try for real. Sorry, I was distracted by my headphones. Let me get a different pair of headphones, actually.
Oh, have we not started then? Is this welcome to the Miles Offside podcast where we talk a little bit of football and a whole lot of loving? My name is Chuck Bailey. Also with me, as always, is my brother from another mother, Oscar Puente, and Mr. Sometimes Here, got a beard, little bit weird, Ian Stimson. How do?
What, the beard's weird or am I weird?